Hi everyone, today we'll be sharing the most useful and handy Excel shortcut that everybody should know. So let's get right into it. So I'll be using this set of data over here to demonstrate all the Excel shortcuts. So the first thing that I want to do is actually clean the data up a little bit. So I'm going to click on B3. And what I want to do, I want to format the first row. So I want to go from B to F. So I'm going to press Shift, Control, and the right arrow. And as you can see, what it does, it highlights the whole row of data. Let's say, for instance, I wanted to only highlight from B to D. In that case, I will click on B3, press Shift. I will not press Control. What Control does, it takes you to the end of that row or the column. In this case, it will take us to the end of the row. So I'll press Shift and I only press the right arrow. Because I want to move all the way to D, I'm going to press the key twice. So I'm going to do Shift, right arrow once, right arrow twice. And there you have it. So let's go back to what we wanted to do earlier, which was format the whole row of data that we have at the top. So Shift, Control, right arrow. And now to format the row, we're going to press Control 1. And as you can see, the Format Cell dialog box opens up. So let's start. I want this to be bold. I want the border from the outside to be this one. So the first thing that you need to do is go into the Style box and press whichever ones you prefer. In this case, I want this one. And then you tell Excel where you want it to be. In this case, I want it to be on the outside. And then I want to have this one for the inside. And as you can see, as you press and tell Excel what to do, it builds up a picture over here. So I'm going to press it. Actually, I want to fill this with gray, and now I'm going to press OK. Let's format quickly the rest of the data. So I'm going to go to B4, then I'm going to press Shift, Control, right arrow, and now I'm going to press the down arrow. Won't let go of Shift, Control, and I'm going to press the down arrow. Highlights the whole set of data. So let's quickly do this. Control 1, and I'm going to go to border, and I just want this border clean for the out, and then this one for the inside. And I'll press OK. And there we have it. Now let's say I wanted this column, every value or name, to be honest, in this category, I want it to be bold and italic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight the whole column, except the first cell where we have already formatted. And I'm going to press Control V, which turns the font into bold. And then I'm going to press Control I for italic. If I wanted to underline each word, then it would be Control U. In this case, I don't want to. So to undo what I just did, I can press Control Z. And this is the most generical formula. However, if I want to undo something when it comes to font, I can use the same shortcut again. So let's say in this case is bold. To remove it, I'm going to press Control B again. And to add it back is Control B again. But Control Z is to be used for every type of action that you want to undo. So we already formatted the first column. So let's format the revenue now. I want this to be in euros. Euros is the default currency that I have for my Excel, as I work mostly with euros. You probably have different currency setups. I want to highlight the whole column. There you go. Now, it highlighted 170, which I don't want. I press Shift and the up arrow to go one step up. So now I'm going to press Shift, Control, and the $sign. And as you can see, it converted everything into currency mode to 2 decimal places. Now, another thing that I might want to do here is cut this from here and place it between B and C, because this column doesn't really make sense to have it over here, which you might have when you looking at your data. You have columns in places where they don't really make sense. So I'm going to highlight the whole column in this case. So I'm just going to go over here and then right click with my mouse. And then I'm just going to do Control X. As you can see, it highlights the whole column. So now I'm just going to do here. I'm going to go here, right click. And then I'm going to do left click and do Insert Cut Cells. And there you have it. Another thing that we might want to do is, which I'm noticing now, is that the type in this case says alcoholic beverage, and for the brand it says beer. So what I might want to do is actually find every cell that says beer and change it to alcoholic beverage. We're going to use Control H to open up the Find and Replace dialog box. So what do I want to find? I want to find the word beer, and I want to replace it with alcoholic beverage. Now, one quick thing to mention. What we're telling Excel here is to find the word beer and change that to alcoholic beverage. If, for instance, we only had a cell containing the word beer and that's the only one that we wanted to change, then we will have to tick this box. But in this case, we don't have that issue, so we can just go ahead and do replace all. And there we have it. It kept the number, but it only changed the word beer. Another nifty shortcut is the sum shortcut. So let's say I wanted to sum the whole revenue here. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, and let's say I want to do it, here. I'm going to use the shortcut Alt equal, and as you can see, it highlights the whole column and sums it. So let's press enter. So let me just, for sake of consistency, make this in yours using Shift Control $sign. I mean, we want to go back to the top, but we not only want to go back to the top, we want to go back to the beginning of the sheet. So a very nifty shortcut is Control Home. In some cases where the home key it's together with another function, so in my case I have F11 and home under the same key, then you would have to press the function key. So in my case it would be Control Function Home. If you have a normal keyboard where your home button is on its own, then skip the function button. So let's go ahead, Control for me Function Home, and I go back to the top, A1. Let's say we want to write a sentence over here. Let's say data set for Excel shortcuts. There we go. But let's say we want to go into this cell again and continue writing something. Usually we would have to go over here and continue typing, but there's a Excel shortcut for it. So let's press F2, and that way we can continue typing. To be used for other tutorials. So what I want to do now is put a filter on these columns as I want to do some sort of analysis. So let's do Shift Control right arrow, highlights the whole row of data, and put a filter on. All we have to do is keep the Shift Control button pressed down, and now we're just going to press L. And as you can see, I've put filters on all the highlighted columns. So let's say I want to filter for numbers greater or equal than 1000. And I want to fill those with purple. So I'm going to do Shift Control down, and it highlights the whole column. Let me just go one step up. Now, to make sure you're not touching the rows that are in between the highlighted cell, to only highlight the ones that you can see, you should use the shortcut Alt semicolon. And as you can see by doing so, it really picks up only the ones that you can see. And now let's say I want to, like we said, fill this with purple. And now let's remove the filter. And there we have it. So I hope this video was useful. Let me know, and please like and subscribe and comment below. Thank you guys.